Kairos, a propitious moment for a decision or action. It's not just about making the right decision. It's also about knowing when to make it. We believe in the transformative power of games. We want to create a game that feels fantastic to play, that means something to people. We want to push ourselves beyond our limits to create something better than we've ever created. Hopefully by the end of this pitch, you will too. I'm Nick, and what you just heard was a small sample written by one of the members of our team for our upcoming project, Kairos. He's written the rest of the music I'll use in this video as well. Kairos will be a story-driven, third-person experience complete with a functional real-time combat system. It is my personal belief that, with limited enough scope, we can create something great. Our core theme of fluidity has been emphasized at every step in our development. Our combat system provides a unique experience, actively encouraging players to swap weapons to maximize effectiveness, and our narrative also emphasizes the idea of moral fluidity in terms of what our protagonist believes is right. But, before I get ahead of myself, let's start diving into the details of our development. Kairos is a beat-em-up being developed in Unity 2020 LTS for PC and console, with an emphasis placed on playing with a controller. Keyboard and mouse controls are being implemented throughout development, but it's not the ideal control scheme. We're using Trello to keep track of tasks that need to get done, we're using Google Drive as a file management system, and for version control we're using GitLab, notably without LFS. We want to start the game in medias res. You wake up. Everything around you is on fire. Your temple is under attack. Spring into action, fending off invaders and trying to find your brother. You can get through the invaders, but your brother is nowhere to be found. Luckily, it's just a dream. This time. The goddess protects your temple and its people. However, your temple's basin in the ruins of Enema is running dry, and if it does, the goddess will not be able to protect your temple, and your dream could become a reality. On a macro scale, our game will be about progressing through the various acts. From act to act, things will change a little bit, but for the most part, the act structure follows this loop. Explore further through the act to progress the story, then learn more about the world from a combination of the level itself and spoken dialogue between characters. Along the way to your goal, you'll enter into combat encounters. The end of the act is demarcated by a boss fight, after which, it's on to the next act. The core of our gameplay is the combat. If you hit an enemy, they take damage. If you get hit, you take damage. However, with proper timing, you can perfect block or dodge to avoid damage and retaliate with a counterattack of your own. The game will feature a ranged mode and a melee mode. Ranged mode encourages the player to attack from a distance with charged shots, while melee mode encourages the player to dash in and attack up close with multi-hit combos. Swapping weapons gives you a temporary damage boost, encouraging players to frequently swap between melee and ranged modes. On a micro scale, as you progress through each act, you're going to get into combat encounters, which is this loop. As you deal with combat encounters, you'll want to swap weapons to maintain your damage boost, but also to take better advantage of your current circumstances. Ranged and melee mode are designed to be similar enough that the swap isn't jarring, but different enough that the swap itself feels significant. And the fluidity of being able to swap at will between these equal but different modes of attack is the core of our gameplay. Kairos is an international collaboration. Some of our team are going to school in the UK, while some of us are in the US, so we have to work around the time difference. It's a good opportunity to work with people remotely on a large-scale project. If we can work together across the ocean, we can work remotely anywhere. Communication is key. Moreover, we wanted to work on a project that will be worth completing. We're a larger team collaboratively creating something, and that means something to us. We started with the core design, discussing each of the levels, the game systems, its story, and how it all interconnects. Now we have a solid idea of what we're creating, we're just trying to put everything together into a viable product. Doing so is a massive learning experience for all of us as we explore the possibilities of what we can create. Plus, we work with some real cool folks. We've been hard at work for the past few months getting the design of the game fleshed out and some of the core mechanics implemented. In the bottom there I have some of the GitLab repo statistics. Over 200 commits already. Let me show you some of the in-engine work we've achieved so far. So, Here's the current state of the build in my mechanics testing scene. Let's go take a look over here. There's an enemy behind a wall here, and when I get close enough, he walks towards me, pathing around the wall. Eventually, he starts attacking me when he gets close enough. However, if I block his attack, I can hit him with a counterattack. Meanwhile, for this enemy over here, I can dash in with melee mode and beat him up. On the other side are some ranged enemies, which I can easily take out with my own ranged mode. I could eliminate these enemies with melee mode, but I could also use ranged mode. If I need to keep my distance, I can dash backwards using my movement option. And that's basically the current state of the project. There's ranged and melee mode implemented, with enemies that can pathfind around walls. Beyond the stuff that's in-engine, here's a snapshot of some of the art artists I've been able to produce. We're looking to increase the size of our team. In terms of art, we're looking for 2D concept artists, 3D character artists, 3D animators and riggers, and 3D environment artists. In terms of code, we're looking for anyone interested in helping out, but I've listed a few specific disciplines on this slide that we're looking for. Anyone wanting to contribute in design or audio is welcome to reach out as well. If you think there's something you can contribute that's not listed, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to talk to you. Interested? Questions? Want more details? Contact me at my email, nmerchanddanny@chapman.edu. We have plenty of development documentation to pull from and should be able to answer any questions you might have. Hope to hear from you soon.